Everybody's talking about the Federal Reserve rate cut and if they will continue to cut rates, but will they?
Interest rates fluctuate. Who knows?
I'll explain the 5 things you need to be mindful of so that you don't lose money when you go to buy, sell, or invest in real estate.
What you gonna do, Jerry? Show me the money!
By the way, if you want to know more about the market or if you want to view any specific properties or know more about a community, feel free to get in contact with me. Every day people just like you reach out to me and I absolutely love it. I answer every single message, so give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. My contact information is in the description below. Today I want to talk about how the Federal Reserve's next move could impact the housing market.
That's America's housing market.
Now that it's November, all eyes are on the Federal Reserve. The overwhelming expectation is that they'll cut the federal funds rate again in their upcoming meeting. And this is driven primarily by the recent signs that inflation is cooling and the job market is slowing down. Mark Zandi, chief economist of Moody Analytics, said they're ready to cut just as long as we don't get an inflation surprise between now and September. And of course, September's passed, and then he says, which we won't. But what does this mean for the housing market? And more importantly, for you as a potential home buyer or seller. So number one, why a federal funds rate cut matters. The federal funds rate is one of the key factors that influences mortgage rates. Things like the economy, geopolitical uncertainty, and more also have an impact on it. So the Federal Reserve rate cut doesn't necessarily mean a corresponding cut in the interest rates that banks charge, but it does have an effect on it. So when the Fed cuts the federal funds rate, it signals what's happening in the broader economy, and mortgage rates tend to respond. While a single rate cut might not lead to a dramatic drop in mortgage rates, it could contribute to a gradual decline, which we've already seen happening. As Mike Frantantoni, chief economist at the Mortgage Bankers Association, points out, once the Fed kicks off a rate-cutting cycle, we do expect that mortgage rates will move somewhat lower. And any upcoming federal funds rates cuts likely won't be a one-time event. Lawrence June of the National Association of Realtors, he's the chief economist for them. He says, generally, the rate-cutting cycle is not a one and done. 6 to 8 rounds of rate cuts all through 2025 look likely. So this points to some opportunities coming up for both buyers and sellers in 2025 if these predictions hold true. Okay, here's what the experts in the industry project for mortgage rates through 2025, and one contributing factor to this ongoing gradual decline is the anticipated cuts from the Fed. So in this graph below, it shows the latest forecast. Now this graph is put out by, it's the projections by Fannie Mae, the MBA or Mortgage Bankers Association, NAR, the National Association of Realtors, and Wells Fargo. So let's take a look at this graph. Okay, so the solid orange line, that's what the actual rates have done. And this is tracking from quarter 1 of 2018 through projected all the way out through quarter 4 of 2025. So as you can see in quarter 18, to begin the quarter, the rates were below 4.5%, and then by the end of 2018, they jumped up to about 5%, and then they began that downward descent through 2020 and 21, all the way into 2022. That's when we saw the crazy home price appreciation as those mortgage rates dropped. It just absolutely kicked off a feeding frenzy when it came to buying properties, and it caused really some massive appreciation, like over 20% in a lot of markets in the home evaluation year over year. That's when the home prices really became out of range for many, many buyers. So with these recent improvements in inflation and the signs of a cooling job market, a federal funds rate cut is likely to lead to a moderate decline in mortgage rates. So again, that moderate decline is, you can see that in the dotted lines. That's the forecast from Fannie Mae, the MBA, NAR, and Wells Fargo. So you can see those dotted lines, light blue, green, yellow, and a darker blue. So what does this mean for current homeowners, and how does it go into what they project is it helps alleviate what they call the lock-in effect. So for current homeowners, a lot of them have very, very low mortgage rates. And so they have a great fear of wanting to lose that really low mortgage rate. So they're just locked in. They're staying in the property they're at now. They don't want to lose that rate. They don't want to pay a higher payment than what they have now. So a lot of people feel stuck with their current home because today's rates are, they're higher than what they locked in when they bought their current house. So listen, if the fear of losing your low rate mortgage and facing higher costs has kept you out of the market, A slight reduction in rates could make selling a bit more attractive again, but this isn't expected to bring a flood of sellers to the market, as many homeowners may still be cautious about giving up their existing mortgage rates. So what we are seeing is more homes are coming on the market, but it's also taking much longer to sell. I'm seeing a lot of homes are sitting on the market 90 to 100 days, where before it was under 29 days. So what that is, although that's not great for sellers, it's providing some real opportunities for buyers to have some options when it comes to home buying. The projection is this should boost some buyer activity. So for potential home buyers, any drop in mortgage rates will provide a more inviting housing market. Lower mortgage rates can reduce the overall cost of home ownership, making it more feasible for you if you've been waiting. So I've seen this with a lot of buyers. They have been waiting because when they look at making the payment on a property and the payment's going to be over $3,000, but with a slight mortgage interest rate drop, that payment now goes down to $2,500. Well, then of course buying the house becomes attractive. So you should see some more buying activity as the rates gradually decrease. So what should you do? While a federal funds rate cut is not expected to lead to drastically lower mortgage rates, it will likely contribute to the gradual decrease that's already happening. And while the anticipated rate cut represents a positive shift for the future of the housing market, it's important to consider your options right now. Jacob Channel, senior economist of LendingTree, sums it up well. Timing the market is basically impossible. If you're always waiting for the perfect market conditions, you're going to be waiting forever. Buy now only if it's a good idea for you. So that brings up a great point. If we go back to this graph and look at the projected rates, I knew quite a few buyers in 2018 that were watching the rates come down, and they opted to just wait because they thought they could get a lower interest rate, which is true. But the problem was that lower interest rate brought so many more buyers in the market, increased the competition for homes. There weren't a whole lot of homes for sale. What that does is that's basically your supply and demand effect. There were more buyers than houses available. That really drove the home prices through the roof. Again, gave us that 20% year-over-year home appreciation. We were seeing crazy things like people bidding $100,000 over market price, going in there and making their offers with zero contingencies on financing or appraisal or home inspections. It was just a crazy market. So for those who actually waited until the 2020 market when the rates came down, they actually lost quite a bit of potential equity had they had just purchased in 2018 and then refinanced the property in 2020 through 2022. So if you see the rates going down and you're in the market and now's a good time for you to buy, I definitely recommend go ahead and buy. If those rates continue to go down, you can always refinance to that lower rate. Now, the expected federal funds rate cut driven by improving inflation and slower job growth is likely to have a positive, albeit gradual, impact on mortgage rates. This could help unlock new opportunities for you. So when you're ready to connect with a local real estate agent, be prepared to take action. And I can always hook you up. If you're not in the local Utah market, I'd be happy to refer you to another agent outside of Utah. I've got a referral of certified residential specialists all across America that would love to help you, and I can certainly refer you to them. But if you'd like to take action and move now, I'd love to help you as well. So reach out to me. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Everyday people just like you reach out to me, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking of moving in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call. So if you found this video helpful about what the Federal Reserve rate cut may have in store for the market, you might also enjoy my 2025 housing market forecast video. You can watch that by clicking here. Or you also might enjoy the 8 types of homes that I would never buy. You can also watch that by clicking here. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap on the notification bell to stay current every time I drop another video about living in Utah. Again, my name's Scott Walters, your Utah YouTubing Realtor, and we'll catch you on the next video.